Why was the moon acting so loony? It was going through a phase. I like that one. How does the universe hold up its pants? With an asteroid belt. What do stars do when they want a snack? Welcome back to the Scavenger mod, Death's Challenge, walkthrough, playthrough, let's play, extravaganza. No bad jokes. We've had quite the crazy morning this morning. It's been an adventure. I have a lot to talk about, so I'm just gonna go through it. So first of all, what are we doing here? So, we're in the North Crater. And we are working on getting a couple things we need for the final boss. This dungeon is really cool in that everything kind of builds around everything else. So, like, there's a lot of different things you can get, but you need to decide which stuff you want to get first. You can get a ribbon from Tonberries, but good luck. Really, the only way to get the ribbon from the Tonberries is to get Bad Breath first, and then use Bad Breath to poison the Tonberry, and then wait till it gets all the way down to almost dead, then throw a remedy on it, then morph it. But all the time that's happening, he's going to be stabbing everyone. So, ribbon isn't really too good of a object to go for. There's also 2 vaccines down here that you can use in place of the ribbons. There's some armor down here you need to get, which I've already gotten. There's Pandora's Box you can get from the Dragon Zombies. There's Shadow Flare you can get from the Dragon Zombies. There is Protect Ring, so you can get from the Movers. You can morph the Movers for a Protect Ring. And there's Bad Breath you can get from the Malbros. The only way to get Bad Breath from the Malbros, though, is either to throw one of the 2 vaccines, so that the Bad Breath doesn't affect that character. They learn Bad Breath, and then you kill the Malbro. Or you can equip the Mistile and try to dodge Bad Breath, which is actually pretty common if you know how ridiculous the Mistile is, and then use whichever character dodged the Bad Breath to kill the Malbro before they Bad Breath a second time. So there's a lot of different options, and that's what makes this section really cool and fun. I'm not going to be going for everything, though. Oh, and the other thing you can do is you can grab Shield, and steal a bunch of elixirs, grab Shield, throw the elixirs at the magic pots, level up Shield, and use Shield. Angel Whisper is down here, but we cannot get it because we don't have Manipulate. And yes, you're locked in. This is kind of the final boss of Scavenger mod, so you're locked in and you have to figure it out. And like I said, the hardest thing about being locked down here is the healing. Once you get into a bunch of Tonberry fights and you get a bunch of free elixirs, it becomes a lot easier. But there is no standard form of healing down here. There is no standard form of healing down here. There's no restore materia, no life materia, nothing like that. All you can do is steal elixirs and steal phoenix downs from behemoths, which behemoths are a little harder to get a hold of, so you really don't want to let anyone die. So you're going to have to be using your elixirs constantly. But that means you need to steal a lot of elixirs, so it gets complicated fast. So that's that. I think what I'm going to be doing, I'm not going to be doing shield. I'm not going to be doing bad breath. I think what I'm going to do, I might try to get a protect ring, but I don't think it's really going to be necessary. I think what I'm going to be working on is getting enough elixirs. I already have the 2 vaccines, which I want those for a specific strat. And I think I'm going to be working on trying to get Pandora's box, mostly. If I can get Pandora's box, which, let me make sure I didn't already get it. I don't think I did. No. If I can get Pandora's box, we'll be in a pretty good spot. I'd like to get Shadow Flare too, but if I don't, it's fine. You can actually learn Shadow Flare during the Sephiroth fight. So, if nothing else, I'll do that. So yeah, I'm probably just going to be working on Pandora's box, and then hopefully we can just do it with that. And not have to worry too much about getting other stuff. But we'll see. When I did the beta challenge, when I ran through the game on beta, I was like around this level, and I had Shadow Flare, Pandora's box, and the vaccines, and bad breath. And I just barely beat Saber Sephiroth. If you've seen that clip where Heartless Angel saved me, that was that playthrough. So, we only just barely won with that. So, we'll see how it goes. I'd like to end with a good fight. I don't want to sit here and grind forever until the fight ends up being easy. You could definitely do that. If you wanted, especially with like the movers giving so much experience. I think the movers give a lot of experience. Yeah. And yeah, one thing I forgot about as well was Tetra Elemental. So Tetra Elemental helps with Bizarro, but Bizarro's actually not too bad at all because of Pandora's box. The thing about Bizarro is his AI is kind of broken if you consistently kill off his parts, and Pandora's box hits all enemies. So if you have any kind of attack that hits all enemies consistently, Bizarro kind of just sits there. So you'll see with Pandora's box, he ends up being pretty easy. Saber Sephiroth's the big issue, mostly because of his ailments and just the limited amount of healing you have for stuff like Supernova. And Shadow Flare can one-shot people too. So he's kind of the big problem here. A lot of times with these challenge runs, Bizarro ends up being a big problem, but surprisingly in this run, he's not too bad because Pandora's box is really good. So we're going to go try to get Pandora's box. Probably to no avail, but we'll see what happens. Actually, it's not too bad if you throw an elixir on him. So, these guys don't really have anything. So, that's that. I have a bunch of people to shout out, but before I do that, I did want to say one thing to YouTube. I've been getting a lot of comments recently about supporting the show. I don't really do the whole thing that, like, most YouTubers do, where at the end of every single video say, like, here's my Patreon, and here's this, and here's that, and this is how you can support and buy my merch. Which is fine for people that do that. It's just not something I do. Especially with this series because it's uploaded directly from Twitch, so I don't really get a chance to do that. I could throw it in if I wanted to, but I don't really do that. So, but I get a lot of comments from people asking, like, how do we support? So I wanted to really quick just say, if you are watching this series or have watched all the Let's Play series and you do want to support, the Patreon's a great place. There's a link in the description. I make that specifically for YouTube viewers. So if you're a YouTube viewer, if you're someone that watches the YouTube and doesn't have time to watch the Twitch or just really enjoys the YouTube videos in particular, that's what you would want to support because that's specifically for you guys. It has extra episodes. I just uploaded a 3-hour episode of Final Fantasy Tactics. And I also have a whole series, the whole beta run of this is on there, like a whole nother Let's Play series is on there. And just a bunch of like extras from the YouTube videos are on there. So that would definitely be like the best option if you're a YouTube person. But if the whole Patreon monthly support thing, hey, our boy. I don't know if Sid's gonna live, and now Yuffie's definitely dead. But Cloud should live. Hopefully. So, that's that. But if you're not into the Patreon thing, some people have been asking me, like, how do we just send, like, a one-time support? I'd rather not, like, place a donation link in the description all the time. It's just not something I'm really, like, comfortable doing. Oh, nice. Sid dodged. But I will this one time. So if you're somebody that's been wanting to support and wants just, like, a single support link, I'll leave one in the description on this episode only. And if you donate now, if you're donating in the future, then it'll just go towards the show. But if you donate right now, it'll go towards that New Game Plus slow run that everyone else is supporting on the Twitch. So if you want to be a part of that fundraiser to get the showcase of what the Final Fantasy VII New Game run would look like and see the wrong warp, see the smug glitch, and all the other crazy glitches that happen in the speedrun, you can support that, and that'll go on YouTube as well. So for this one time only, if you want to support something that everyone else is supporting on the Twitch, you can use that donation link. And if you're watching this in the future, you can use that donation link just to support the show in general. But I'll just place it on this episode. I'm not going to place it on all of them. So if that's something you're interested in, awesome. There it is. If it's not, don't worry about it. You already support enough with just watching the show and liking and subscribing and all that. So don't feel obligated, please. But if it's something you're interested in, it's there if you want it. So that's that. Now, let's call out these peeps and try not to get into a fight with a Malbro. We got RJP with the 200 bits, Vexside with the 500 bits. Thank you, my man. Shut up and take my money. Seriously, though, Dad, thank you for all the great videos, and you gave your community an amazing amount of fun and hundreds of hours of entertainment. I know everyone in the community wants to thank you. You're an amazing person, a great creator. Keep up the amazing work. 48 fam loves you. Wow, dude. That was so mean. I can't believe you'd say that on national TV. Thanks, man. Hitaru, thank you for the tier 2. 33 months, finally at my desk. Hype for another 3 years of death. Thank you so much. Jen Londo, thank you for the tier 3. 19 million months. Holy cow. Jen Londo, you are amazing. Thank you so much. And Limit Break Overdrive, thank you so much for the Prime. Appreciate it, man. Welcome to the crew. This is such a crazy morning. I've been so sick. Like, not sick, but I got this sinus thing going on all week. I keep waking up with a sore throat, and then it'll go away by like noon, but all morning I feel like garbage. And today I felt like extra garbage, and then craziness happened this morning, and now I feel like I'm alive. Okay, that's what I didn't want. Am I gonna put up the jokes? No. Maybe some of them. Maybe a collection of the best. Alright, so we gotta make our way back up. I'm almost out of elixirs. So you can see how I had like a pretty good stock of elixirs, and I took one trip up to where the zombie dragons are, and now like my elixirs are all gone. And that's the way this section goes. Like, as much as you pile up resources, they seem to all just disappear as soon as you go to do anything, because things just do so much damage down here. Yo, Keaton, thank you so much for the 7 months. Scavenger mod is awesome. Thanks, man. if you like Scavenger mod, yo, Nitro, they give the gifted sub to Reshi for the 6 months. Reshi's got that beautiful Buster Sword badge. Congrats. If you like Scavenger mod, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but stay tuned. That's all I'm going to say. We may or may not have a project up and coming that is way bigger than Scavenger. We put a lot of work into it, and it's going to be really good. Sorry. Final Fantasy VII is on sale on Steam right now? Dude, nice. I used to do giveaways for the Steam version whenever there was a sale. But I feel like everyone has it now. Whenever it went on sale, I'd always do like big giveaways and give away like a bunch of versions of it. But I feel like almost everyone has it now. That it would take forever to find someone that didn't have it. Yo, Coral, thank you so much for the tier 2! 3 months, got that blue badge. Thank you so much, Coral. Alright, so we need to stock up on elixirs again. We got Pandora's box. It should be on everyone. Yeah. Even though Sid dodged it, he still learns it. Which is cool. That should be pretty much everything I want. I could go try to get Shadow Flare. But Shadow Flare is pretty annoying to get. Dragon Zombie doesn't really like to use it. In fact, you know what? I kind of want to check his AI. I don't know if anyone here knows Dragon Zombie's AI off the top of their head. I don't know when he uses it. I've never really looked at it. Huh. I never knew that. If you cast White Wind on Dragon Zombie, it petrifies him. That kind of makes sense, but I never thought of it. So... this says... if Dragon Zombie's MP is greater than or equal to 100 and R&D 1 special chance equals 1. If at least one opponent has paralyzed status, then choose random opponent with paralyzed status. Otherwise, choose random opponent, use Shadow Flare. So it looks like... see, but there's also a counter. If count 0, use Poison Fang. If count 1, use Body Tail. If count 2, use Bone. That's one of his attacks. It's called Bone. If count 3, use Abnormal Breath. So I think you need to wait at least 4 turns, and then there's a roll to see if it happens. But it also affects the special chance number depending on how high his HP is. So... without knowing too much about how the enemy AI works in this game, it seems as if the lower his HP, the better chance of him to use it, and it also needs to be 4 turns in. is what I'm gathering from this. But I'm no expert at this. But that's what I'm gathering. Okay, so it's a 4-turn counter, but the count is randomized at the start. So it's not necessarily 4. 10% chance. Yeah, I know it's a crappy chance. No one needs to be paralyzed. But if someone is paralyzed, he always targets them. But they don't need to be paralyzed. I know that for sure. We could try it, see what happens. Yo, Nitro, thank you for the 510 bits. Did someone say start a bit train? No. But yes, but no. And Marshbag with the $5 Patreon pledge. That doesn't show up on the stream, but I see it on my thing. Can we get some foam in the chat for Marsh? Give Marsh some love. Thank you so much. I hate this attack. Ah, crud. I gotta steal a Phoenix down now. Well, time for this rigmarole. That's a flyer. Yo, Nitro, thank you for the 100 bits. Plus the bonus bits, I forgot about that. They got a bonus bit thing going on right now if you do the right thing. Nitro is on fire. Oh my god, he's on fire. He keeps going. Thank you, Nitro. So what else happened this week? Oh, we've been working on the Neo Platinum, and we're down to the very last couple trophies, but we had to take a break from it because we have to wait for the Twilight missions to appear. And last night I logged on off stream and I got one of the Twilight missions we need, so we're one step closer. I think I only need like 1 or 2 more, but they reset every night, so I just have to check back every day to see if it's there until I get them all. Keep the fire lit, Nitro. Thank you. Oh my god, he keeps going. Thank you, Nitro. I don't know which ones in particular, but you can tell because they show like a check mark if you have it or you don't have it. Yeah, this is the problem with the Phoenix Downs. Behemoths aren't super common, and when you do find them, they like to smack you up. So sometimes you can sit here for a while. I haven't had a really good luck with the Phoenix Downs from Christopher. I could try again, but I haven't been having good luck because it's just a drop. I don't know what the chance is, but unless it's... I mean, I don't remember having good luck with it, but maybe it's a high chance. I'm not sure. Oh, it's only 12.5. Yeah, that's why then. Yeah, I really like Judgment Day, the song, in this area. underrated. I put it in like the top 10, I think, on my songs video. Yeah, well, he doesn't have anything good to steal anyways. I forget what it is, but it's not good. The little dog thing is the one that has the elixir. What's its name? Christopher and... I forget the name of the animal. Something. Yo, Nitro with the 1,050 bits plus, wow, 210 bonus. That's so much bonus. They really give you a lot of bonus. It's awesome. Thank you, man. Gighe. Yeah, that's his name. I should be ashamed for not remembering that. It's so obvious, right? Gighe. Oh, I shouldn't. I shouldn't have stole. Crap. Did anyone else cringe the first time they heard Ifrit pronounced Ifrit? No, but when the guy from World of Final Fantasy said, I put the heat in Ifrit, I almost died. I think I did die. I think I'm a zombie now. I put the heat in Ifrit. He does. He says that exactly. In fact, it's one of our quotes. The same guy that says... What the hawk? So I put the heat in Ifrit. Barrett puts the grr in mid-grr. Alright, it might be time to go fight some Christophers, because this is bad. I can't get a single boy to spawn. I put the yeet in Ifrit. I mean, I know that we've all had our own gripes about the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and there's certain things that we want, certain things that we don't want, certain things that we're okay not having, and it's always been a dilemma with the fans. You know, some people want one thing, some people want another thing, but I feel like we can all agree that at least at the bare minimum, Ifrit needs to say yeet when he throws his meteor, or we're all taking the game back. I don't see any reason for any of us to own it at that point. Wow, this is luck. Well, perfect time to come back. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think the Final Fantasy VII Remake is a cash grab? Because to me, they've been planning it for so many years, and they took such a safe time finally announcing it, and they've taken so long to make it that it doesn't feel like a cash grab. But I think we can all agree that the $350 version is a cash grab. So, like, that's my limit, you know? Like, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on the game, but the $350 version is 100% garbage cash grab. That is just... That's the way the gaming community is now. They're just going with the grain. I don't know if I can specifically blame Square. But yeah, that $350 version is a complete disaster. And, like, anyone that bought it, I totally get it. I know why you bought it, but I hope you're not expecting $350 worth. But having said that, here's the thing. I watched a video the other day about special editions. Yo, Star Alice, thank you so much for the 2 gifted subs. iDub with the brand new and McDonkadonk with the 3 months. Enjoy that brand new blue badge. I still love your name. McDonkadonk. Oh, I agree. Tacked on DLC that affects a new game is beyond bad, but everyone does it now. I think one of the worst that I've seen, and I know you're probably going to disagree with me on this, because it's really not that bad, but for some reason it just irked me to, like, oblivion. Do you guys remember when Ni no Kuni 2 came out, and there was a pre-order bonus where you got, like, 5 different weapons? That pre-order was, like, the epitome of stupid pre-order bonuses. Like, if I had to pick the best example of just the stupidest pre-order bonus ever, it was... Because here's the problem. You get these weapons, right? You start off the game, and you get to have these really cool weapons right out of the gate. So... A, the weapons are way too strong for, like, the tutorial section of the game. So, you just blast through the tutorial without a care in the world because your weapons are too strong. But then, within 30 minutes of playing the game, you find a weapon that's better than your pre-order weapons. And now they're useless. So, like, what's the point of spending the extra money or ordering the game ahead of time to get these weapons that just ruin the beginning of the game and then are useless later? Like, what? It's not like Kingdom Hearts, where in Kingdom Hearts, if you pre-ordered the game, you got an extra Keyblade. But the thing with the extra Keyblade was it was only slightly better than the starting Keyblade. And in Kingdom Hearts, Keyblades are like a big deal. Like, there's a big fan thing with Keyblades, and, like, you know, there's a big following of the Keyblades and what they mean and their effects and all that jazz. So, like, that makes sense to have a Keyblade for a pre-order bonus. But in Ni no Kuni, it was just like these throwaway weapons that ruined the beginning and then were useless. So that stuff is so stupid. And then you get, like, stuff where people want to do challenge runs or speed runs of your game, but they don't know if they can use the DLC or not, and then you have to make, like, separate categories. Which I'm not saying that games should not give stuff because of speed runs. That's, like, stupid. Like, make the game good first. Don't worry about speed runs unless your game is specifically for speedrunners. So, like, I've heard some speedrunners complain, like, you know, oh, they threw in this DLC and now we gotta change our categories. Well, it's like, well, they didn't make the game for speedrunners. Like, it's your choice to speedrun the game. Yes, it sucks, but at the end of the day, you can't get mad at them for, like, improving the game if it ruins your speedrun. You know what I mean? I think speedrunners take a little too much credit sometimes as to, like... And for some games, it makes sense. Like Celeste, it makes sense because the developers made the game specifically with speedrunners in mind, and they're very involved with the speedrunning community. So if they were to release something that screwed over speedrunners, it would make sense for the speedrunners to be mad. But then there's games like Skyrim, where, like, if they fix a bug, the speedrunners are like, ah, oh, why they fixed the bug? Well, yeah, they're going to fix their game. Then I got to keep it broken because of speedrunners. That doesn't make any sense. They didn't make Skyrim to be speedran. So, but anyways, back to what I was saying before. So, pre-orders. I watched a video the other day about pre-orders, and I totally, like, agree with what they said. The thing about pre-orders is it's not about being worth the money. I see way too many arguments about how, like, the $350 Final Fantasy VII pre-order, or special edition, right? It's not worth $350. Not even close. You get, like, a couple digital things that are technically worth nothing. You get a statue of Cloud, which is probably going to be on eBay for like $80 after the game comes out. And you don't really get anything else physical. You get like a hard case or whatever, but like all the other stuff that comes with it comes in the $80 version. Or was it 100? I think it was 100. So like everyone always likes to pick apart the special editions and be like, this is worth this, and this is worth this, and this should be the price. But it's more about the experience. Like, people don't buy pre-orders because it's worth the money. They buy the pre-orders because they're excited for the game, and it's like an experience to get the big box on the day that it comes out and see the art book and get the digital download codes and get a figure that they can put next to them while they're playing. It's more about the experience. It's like back in the day when we used to go to GameStop for pre-orders. Like, did it really matter that we were getting Call of Duty a couple minutes before everyone else? No, but it was more about the experience of going and being part of the pre-order and all that. So like, you can't just pick apart every special edition and be like, it's not worth the money, because at the end of the day, it's more about the experience. Having said that, the $350 version of Final Fantasy VII is still garbage, but I understand if people bought it. Like, if you bought it because you wanted the experience of buying it, I totally get it. Yeah, I kind of miss going to pre-orders. We used to go to all the Call of Duty pre-order events. I think one of my favorite memories of, like, even gaming in general, is when we went to, and I can't remember which one it was, low-key, because all the Call of Duties are the same. But I think it was, I want to say it was Modern Warfare 3, but I can't remember. Did he just level 3 flare me? Is this where we're at now? I cannot kill this guy, dude. He has so much health. But we went to GameStop for the pre-order, and the owner there was so cool. He actually set up like a pizza party for everyone coming for the pre-order. When you came to get the pre-order, there was like pizza there, and he was just like, take a piece while you're waiting in line. And it was like a big party, and we all got the game, and everyone was like chilling and having fun, and it was awesome. And like, you could tell he actually cared about the people that would come to a pre-order at that store. That's unfortunate. So it was like a big deal. It was cool. And then, you know, GameStop happened, and that manager got moved to another store for no reason. And then I stopped going to that GameStop because they don't care about customer manager interaction at all. They just move people for no reason. And I remember going in to the store and being like, hey, where's the manager guy? And they were like, oh, we moved him. Or the higher ups moved him to this store. And I was like, oh, is that closer to his family or something? And they were like, no, it's further from his family. They just moved him because they moved him. And I was like, does that happen often? And they said all the time. Like, you could be working there for a month and they'll just move you to another GameStop because reasons. And I was like, how do you get any kind of like base, you know, like customer base? How do you, you know, how does anyone come in and know any of the workers that are there? They say they don't. As soon as we get to know our customers and what they like and what kind of games we can recommend to them, we'll end up being moved somewhere. And I said, like, how is that possibly helping the company? Like, how is that making the company more money? That doesn't make any sense to me. And I stopped going to GameStop pretty much for that reason. And then after that, it came out that they treat their employees like crap, more so than just moving them a lot. And then they stopped selling games altogether, and now they sell shirts. So Now I'm really not going there, but yeah, that was like my first straw for GameStop when I heard that. I just can't understand why that would make anyone money. We had several people in our community that worked for GameStop that told us horror stories. And I don't want to label them all as 100% true, but I certainly believe some of them. Yeah, it's weird. I will say, though, one thing that I never agreed with, when everyone was starting to give GameStop flack, the whole meme was that they don't give you any money for your trade-ins. I think that was a little exaggerated. Like, that was the biggest meme for the longest time. It still is. You would see, like, pictures of a giant stack of games, and then the GameStop employees like, yeah, we'll give you $5. But, like, in reality, I think their trade-ins were actually pretty fair. The issue was people were trying to turn in, like, Wii Sports. That's like a $2 game, and they'd give them a quarter, and they'd be like, wow, only a quarter. Well, yeah, it's a $2 game. You have to understand, they have to flip that game. Like, if you buy a $60 game, and they're selling it used for $40, they can't give you $20 for it. Like, it's not going to happen. They're not going to give you half of what they're selling it for, because they have to flip every single game. And the thing about GameStop is they don't turn you away. Like, if you go to most places for trade-ins and stuff, you'll get turned away a lot because they don't think they can flip it. But GameStop takes all games no matter what. So they have to keep that in mind, that, like, if they take in 40 Wii Sports, they have to sell 40 Wii Sports. So they have to give you something, you know, but they can't give you a lot, and that makes sense. Like, the fact, I think a lot of people took for granted that you can take any game you have that you will never play again into a GameStop, and you will get some amount of money for it. And everyone took that for granted, I think. Like, yeah, it's not going to be a lot, but they will give you something. And that, you can't say that for most trade-in shops. A lot of times they'll just say, like, no, we don't want that. But GameStop would always give you something. So if you have a game that you're never going to play again, it doesn't really matter how much they're giving you for it. The fact that they're giving you something is still worth it. So I think that was a little exaggerated. Plus, they had some good deals on equipment, like hardware. You could trade in a PS3 for like a half off PS4, which is pretty dope. And you can still trade in phones for pretty good money at GameStops. I remember trading in an iPod Touch for like $100. And I was like, wow, I paid like $180 for this. Like a couple of years ago. So, they had some pretty good sales on stuff. Well, we're out of elixirs. Big rip. So I think everyone took GameStop for granted, kinda. I mean, yeah, there were certainly some times where certain games would come out and you would think they'd be worth a lot more, but for the most part, I think they were pretty fair. Now, having said that, the memes are still funny. The memes about GameStop giving no money are still funny, but I just think they're a little exaggerated. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if you give them a bent up, scratched version of Call of Duty 3, they have to give it a new case, clean up the disc, possibly replace the manual, put it on the shelf, and wait for someone to buy it. They have to at least be tripling what they're giving you to make any kind of profit on it. And I know a lot of people will point out, like, yeah, but it's all profit because they don't have to pay the higher-ups because it's a used game, and that's true, but still. For them to make a profit on it, they have to up it by quite a bit. Yeah. I always took advantage of the buy 2 used games, get 1 free of the same value. I used to totally take advantage of that, dude. They used to have that sale all the time, and then they moved it to their reward system where you could like build up points and then get a coupon that was that exact deal. I used to play it, you know, I used to go in and buy like, I'd wait until I want like 3 new games. So like, I don't know, I would wait till like holiday time where all the big games are coming out. So I'd wait till like, I don't know, what were some of the hot games when PS4 first came out? It was like Horizon Zero Dawn, maybe like the new Call of Duty, and then like, what else came out back when Horizon Zero Dawn came out? It's a good example. Maybe Dark Souls? Scholar of the First Sin, maybe? That was probably a little bit later. Infamous Second Son, that was earlier. That was like really early. But let's say, just for the heck of it, Second Son. So, let's say like Infamous Second Son, Horizon Zero Dawn, and the new Call of Duty all come out like Christmas time that year. I would wait till right after Christmas, and then I'd go into GameStop, and they'd have a used version of all 3 of those games for like $50. And so I'd buy Horizon Zero Dawn and the new Call of Duty used, and then I'd get Second Son for free, and I'd end up getting a $50 game for free. It was like totally worth it. And sometimes I would double up and do it twice. I'd walk out with like $300 worth of games for $200. It's like, no brainer, dude. Big win. That's where all my Christmas money would go. Back when I was in college and everyone gave me money for Christmas because no one knew what I wanted. Like, you're a college student, you need money. Everyone would give me money and food. Like, here's some money and here's a bag of chips. You're in college, you can eat it. And I was like, you're dang right I can eat it. Best PS4 game. Best PS4 game or my favorite PS4 game? Here's a couple hours on your shift. Yikes. Well, I guess it depends on... It depends on what you mean, because, like... Hey, how's it going, Zulov? Like, technically, my 2 favorite games are Final Fantasy VII and Celeste, and both are on PS4. But they didn't originate on PS4, so those don't really count. I think my favorite game to release specifically on PS4 at the time of its release is probably Doom, to be honest. I absolutely love Doom so much, and I hope that Doom Eternal is just as good. Kingdom Hearts 3 is up there too, even though I have a lot of problems with it. I still really enjoyed it. And Horizon Zero Dawn is probably up there too. In terms of the best PS4 game, even though I haven't finished it yet, I think God of War is definitely an easy pick. I think Horizon Zero Dawn is an easy pick. I think, for me, Horizon Zero Dawn was the first game that made me feel like it was PS4, if that makes sense. Like, I remember when Infamous Second Son came out, and I was like, this is good, but it doesn't feel like PS4. It feels like a juiced up PS3. Horizon Zero Dawn was the first game to be like, yeah, this is PS4. Like, the enemies were so cool, and the world was so vast, and it looked so beautiful. Like, it felt like the new age of video games. A lot of the games that came out when the PS4 first came out did not feel like the new age of video games, which is always the case, especially with Sony consoles. The first couple games to come out on a Sony console are always just juiced up versions of the previous console. I remember when the PS3 came out and I played some of the games that came out, and I was just thinking to myself, Shadow of Colossus looks better than this. I'm just gonna go play Shadow of Colossus instead. It looks better. But that's not really fair, because Shadow of Colossus looks like a PS4 game sometimes. The game is incredible. I still think if you pop Shadow of Colossus into a PS2, it still looks like it could be a mid-range PS3 game. It's insane how well that game holds up. Reminds me a lot of like Last of Us. Last of Us looks like a PS4 game on PS3. I need elixirs. Yeah, if you haven't played Horizon, you gotta play it. And it's so cheap nowadays. Find it on a sale for like $5. It's so worth. Yeah. Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn just didn't feel like a ripoff. It was the first game on PS4 that felt like I really got my money's worth. And not just, you know, being a $60 game, but spending $400 on the console. It was the first time that $400 felt well spent. Like, I didn't spend $400 to buy a PS4 on day one so I could play Resogun. You know? Like, I was waiting for that big game to be like, alright, this $400 is worth it. Shadow of Colossus is a very... I don't want to say mixed opinion, because I think most people agree it's a good game, but... it's a game that you have to kind of ease yourself into. Like, if you go into it expecting incredible gameplay and mechanics and fun, like, you're going to be disappointed. It's more like the whole package. It's an acquired taste, yeah. Like, you can't go into it expecting much. The thing is, Shadow of Colossus was so good because no one knew what it was. It was that game that you went to GameStop and you saw it and you're like, what is this? I've never even heard of this. And you pick it up for like $20 and you're like, I'll see how it is. And you get home and you don't expect anything out of it, and then it's this grand adventure on like a scale that just blows your mind. You know? If you hype it up too much in your mind, it's probably going to not have the same effect. But so many people picked it up having no idea what it was and then just were blown away by it. And I've heard the remake is really good too. The PS3 port of it was good. The like remaster was good. There's the remaster and then there's the like complete remake, which I haven't played the remake, but I've heard it's good. And it's coming for free on PS Plus next month. It's a hard game, too, yeah. What kind of game is it? That's hard to describe. It's like nothing you've ever played. It's like... I feel like the closest thing I can say about Shadow of Colossus is that it's Zelda-like, but that really doesn't describe it well. It's hard. It's a hard thing to describe. Hey, thanks, Catfish. Appreciate it, man. It's a story-driven boss rush mixed with like super atmospheric walking simulator. Yeah, you really can't describe it, and there's nothing like it. There's no game I could say, you know this game? And that's what makes it so special, I think, is that it's so unique. And like I said, like me describing it to you ruins the effect of it. It's best to go into it having no idea what it is. Because I remember, you know, when I was a kid and I played it for the first time, everyone gets that feeling of like, wow, this is the game? Like, this is all you do? Is just ride around on this horse? And then you see your first Colossus and you're like, whoa, what is this game? And then you just get more and more like enthralled with it. Oh man, Portal's so good. How many people here bought Orange Box just to play Portal? That's me. That's me. Hi. My name's Death Unites Us. I bought Orange Box just to play Portal. A lot of people bought it to play Half-Life and play Team Fortress, which it's amazing to think that Team Fortress 2 is one of the biggest games, one of the biggest multiplayer games ever made, and Half-Life needs no introduction, and yet Portal still held its own. That's what makes it so incredible. It was packaged in with two games that are way bigger than it, and it still held its own. That's how good it was. I remember someone describing Orange Box to me, and they were like, yeah, it's got Team Fortress 2 on it. It's this amazing multiplayer game. You gotta play it with all your friends. It's like the new Call of Duty. It's incredible. Oh, it's also got Half-Life on it. It's like this really great story-driven shooter that's like nothing you've ever played. You definitely gotta try it out. Oh, and it's got Portal on there too. It's a little puzzle game. And then I played like nothing but Portal. Yeah, I really enjoyed Portal 2 also. The humor in Portal 2 is like nothing I've ever played. I think Portal 2 might be the funniest game I've ever played. If I had to pick one. I'm trying to think. There's a couple other games I've played that have really made me laugh, but I don't know if I've ever played a game that made me laugh as much as Portal 2. Hey, how's it going, Jir? Yeah, I don't know, like, there's some games that have a lot of jokes, but Portal 2's, like, dry humor just gets me every time. There's something about it. It's almost like they weren't trying to be funny. That's, like, how dry it is. It almost feels like they were being 100% serious, but it's just so funny. And it's got great, like, it's got these different flavors of humor. Like, Wheatley is more of this, like, almost stand-up comedian type humor, and then, what's her name? GLaDOS has, like, this incredibly dry sense of humor, and then Gabe Johnson has like this kind of like goofy SNL type humor almost. And it all works so well. So, I'm really hurt. I don't have much. I need to get into some elixir fights, or else we're gonna have some issues. Oh, sorry to hear that, Zier. Hope you're doing okay. See you, General. At least I have some good Phoenix Downs now. I'd like to keep those Mega Elixirs for the final battles because I can only have them once. That's not good. Ugh. No luck. Hey, welcome back, Katara. There we go. We're stuck in a bit of a rut here where I'm getting elixirs about the same amount as I'm getting damage, so I'm just kind of stuck in a loop. I might go to the swamp and see if I have better luck. If a meeting is an email, then you have to send an email that says, like, I'm not paying attention. I'm here, but I'm not paying attention. Super realistic email meetings. I'm gonna try to get rid of these guys. Maybe I'll get a Phoenix down. What's nice is my only way to heal, other than Clear Tranquil, is elixirs. And elixirs happen to give MP, so I can pretty much just spam Pandora's box as much as I want. Because I'm gonna get my email back, or my email back, my MP back. You got me thinking about emails now. Did you read my email? No. I hope they don't silence me, but they might. I need to get some more coffee. Maybe take some cough medicine because I'm coughing all the time now. Oh, you know what? I don't think I stole my elixir. Oh well. You might silence all of us here. No, don't kill him. This email is regarding my pizza order. I'm on the 3rd floor. Has anyone ever ordered a pizza to their office, like, just for them? That's gotta be, like, the biggest kick in the face to everyone else in the office. Just see this pizza man, like, walking by, like, is this your pizza? Is this your pizza? Okay, we did get it. That was a pretty successful fight. Got an elixir. Yuffie's got Fury now. Can use that to heal. Didn't get a Phoenix down, but... Jump. Alright, so... realistically, I should be able to do this without Shadow Flare, but I think I'm going to go try to get it. But I'm still really low on everything. I'm going to have to get a few more elixirs. I'm going to have to heal during the fight until he uses Shadow Flare. But I think I'm going to start killing stuff to try to go up a few levels so I stop taking so much damage. Not going to kill that, though. Way too much health. I could also go get Tranks. Actually, I forget if those guys drop Tranks or if they just give you Sadness with their attack. I think they just give you Sadness with their attack. But getting everyone in Sadness would be pretty useful. Hey, welcome back, FFVII. What's up, Pato? We should be able to. I mean, the final boss is no pushover, so if we get played, it might take a while, but we'll see. Is Gighee's tail a guitar? I don't think I ever noticed it, but I feel like it is. Is it like a neck of a guitar? How'd I never notice this? I feel like an idiot for not noticing that. Someone offers you a slice of pizza, but it has pineapple on it. How hungry do you have to be? Those of you pineapple haters out there, how hungry do you have to be to take a slice of pizza with pineapple on it? Do you have to be, like, dying of hunger, or... even if you're, like, dragged through the desert for 50 days, and the first piece of food you see after 50 days... is a slice of pineapple pizza, you're like, nope, can't do it. I would die before I ate pineapple pizza. I feel like that's, I mean, that's fair. Death would be more comfortable.